The Orlando Magic have had a picture-perfect offseason so far in the NBA, and they're going to be a major contender in the Eastern Conference. First off, when you look at the Eastern Conference, no Jason Tatum for majority of next year. Torn Achilles injury, wish him nothing but the best moving forward. And the same with Tyrese Halliburton and the Pacers. He's going to miss all of next year dealing with a torn Achilles injury, and the Eastern Conference is wide open. The Orlando Magic went 41-41 just last year. They went to the NBA playoffs and they lost in 5 games against the Boston Celtics. We go back 2 years ago. They went against a tough Cleveland Cavaliers team and it took them to a game 7 with Paolo Banchero, a young player, 21 years old at that time, and Franz Wagner, who was very young and is still young. You have 2 young cornerstones here. And when I look at the Magic, the first thing that I really want to talk about from this previous season, they were the worst 3-point shooting team. They had a bottom 3 offense, and they were dealing with injuries all year long. But yet you went 500, 41-41. You look at Paolo Banchero, obviously he is the best player, only played 46 games this previous year. But Paolo Banchero averaged 26 points a game, 7 rebounds, 5 assists. If it wasn't for that torn oblique injury, he could have easily averaged 28 points a game. That's the potential that he has. And when you look at Paolo Banchero, he is still not reached his ceiling just yet in the NBA because he's not a consistent 3-point shooter. And what teams are starting to do, they're leaving him open for 3. Now, he did shoot 32% from 3, but some games he's on, some games he's not. But he's known for getting to the rack, getting to the mid-range spot, and getting to his spots over and over again. You look at Franz Wagner. Franz is a very good basketball player, and they play very well off of each other. You think that it would be a weird fit, but it's really not. They screen for each other very, very well. They go to the rim. Franz, 25 points a game, 6 rebounds, 5 assists, shooting 46% from the field, 29% from 3. That's why they signed KCP last offseason to come over from the Denver Nuggets. 3 years, $60 million. KCP was not a very good player for the Orlando Magic. They wanted him to come in, knock the 3 ball down at a high rate like how he was able to with the Denver Nuggets and play very good defense. The defense was there. The 3-point shot was not. And we're talking about the Magic here. Over the last 2 years, one of the worst 3-point shooting teams in NBA history. They have games where they can barely hit the 3 ball at all. And in today's NBA, you have to hit that 3 ball at a consistent rate. So that's why they went out this offseason and they traded 4 first-round picks, which you could say is rich, to bring in Desmond Bane. They traded those 4 first-round picks, KCP, and they also traded Cole Anthony. That's a lot to go get Desmond Bane. But at the same time, you're pushing all your chips in. I love the move. You go from being one of the worst 3-point shooting teams in the NBA over the last 2 years to getting one of the best 3-point shooters in the game in Desmond Bane, who's a very good combo guard. You may look at the point guard position and you may say, can Jalen Suggs really be a traditional point guard all season long? Can he stay fully healthy? That's a great question. But when you look at Desmond Bane, he can run the point guard position. He can run the 2 position. 19 points a game, 6 rebounds, 5 assists. That's back-to-back years now. And he got a lot of reps at the point guard position because Ja Morant has been dealing with injuries over the last couple of years. Shot 48% from the field. But this is the key, 39% from 3. High volume, high efficiency. That's what they need. And they're getting him to pair alongside Paolo Banchero and the same with Franz. When you look what the Cavaliers have done and the same with the Boston Celtics in the NBA playoffs, they play those gaps. They would live with Paolo shooting the 3 and the same with Franz. They'll live with that. And the same in the past with Cole Anthony, the same with Jalen Suggs. They'll let them shoot the 3 ball because they know that's not their strong suit. But at the same time, now you don't have the luxury of just playing that defense anymore and just playing off and just packing the paint and just going out there and filling in those gaps. Now Paolo has a free rush to the rim over and over again, and he can dump the basketball down to Desmond Bane, who is a tremendous knockdown shooter, pull-up shooter from 3. And Desmond Bane can create his own offense. You now have a free-flowing offense with 3 very good high-end players on the offensive end, and Paolo Banchero, the same with Franz, and the same with Desmond Bane. And they can all screen for each other, and they can all pass the basketball around. I love that for Orlando. Now, Jalen Suggs here. Tremendous defender, 16 points a game, 4 rebounds, 4 assists, shot 41% from the field. The 3-point shot, 31% from 3, once again, not a great 3-point shooter. But this is the thing with Jalen Suggs. That defense is amazing. He just has to stay healthy. That's it. And when I look at the defensive adjustments by Coach Mosley, their head coach, it's tremendous. He's not going to give you the same look every single possession. One possession, it may be man. The next possession is some type of zone. It's similar to the Miami Heat. I compare him a lot to Ime Udoka. He's able to go out there. He's able to make those adjustments on the fly. And part of the reason to why the Magic were a very good basketball team at points and times last year, even though they had a bottom 3 offense, they had a top 5 defense because of the length and the athleticism that they have with Wendell Carter in the front court. The same with Franz, the same with Paolo. They're able to play those passing lanes over and over again with the length that they have, and they can run the court similar to the Indiana Pacers, especially with Wendell Carter being a huge lob threat. This is a very good starting 5 that they've orchestrated so far over the last few years. And I look at the Orlando Magic. They can be right there in the Eastern Conference with teams like the Cleveland Cavaliers. I know the Cavaliers just traded for Lonzo Ball. They want more defense on that end of the court. But at the same time, you look at the Orlando Magic. They match up very well with the Cleveland Cavaliers. The Boston Celtics, they were the 2nd seed. We'll see if they can bounce back without Jason Tatum. The New York Knicks, can they go out there? Can they defeat Orlando Magic team in 7 games? The Milwaukee Bucks, they have Giannis, they have Miles Turner. They don't have much depth behind Giannis, and they have Doc Rivers at the head coaching spot. You look at the Detroit Pistons. No offense towards them. I have the Magic over to the Detroit Pistons. The Miami Heat, they're a solid play-in team, but I have Orlando over them as well. So Orlando, if they could just stay healthy, they would take that huge leap for this upcoming year. And it's more than just the starters that they have in their lineup. You look at the players they have coming off the bench. You selected Jace Richardson, who I think is a steal in the NBA draft with the 25th pick coming over from Michigan State. He's 19 years old, but he's a very good 3-point shooter, a very good shot creator, and he can create offense for others. That's what you're looking for with this young guard. You have Anthony Black. Anthony Black, 21 years old, he can develop into being a very good player long term. Just stick with him and develop him. Tristan Da Silva, he's a very good 3-point shooter coming off the bench. Jonathan Isaac is an amazing defender. The offense at times is non-existent, but as a rim protector on the perimeter, he's one of the best defensive players. He just has to stay healthy. That's it. That's the one thing with Orlando. And injuries, they suck. It happens to almost every single team every single year. It just depends on if you can bounce back and can it really be your year during that time. I really want to see this Orlando Magic team just be fully healthy for an entire season. And Paolo isn't injury prone. He had a season in year number 2 to where he played 80 games. He only missed 2 games. Franz Wagner, he's been pretty durable throughout his career. He's had a couple of seasons where he missed a couple of games, but he's been very durable, especially in the playoffs. But Jonathan Isaac is a very good story. He's been dealing with injuries for the majority of his career, but he's a very good basketball player. You have Jett Howard, who is a very good guard from Michigan. He's 21 years old. You have Mo Wagner, who's coming back from that ACL injury. And Mo Wagner gave the Orlando Magic a lot of good plays in the center position, in that front court. 13 points a game, 5 rebounds, shooting 56% from the field. And this is a crazy thing about Mo. The man shot 36% from 3. That's crazy to think about. A big man on the Orlando Magic shooting 36% from 3. Know that he did not play an entire season, but still, he can be a consistent knockdown shooter. The defense is already there, and you have a very good head coach. But with them going out there and making the moves that they made this offseason, they're pushing all their chips in now. They're now deep into that first apron with Paolo Banchero giving him that rookie extension. Going out there and trading for Desmond Bane, who has 4 years left on his career. You have Franz Wagner, he's getting paid a lot of money. And let's not forget, they went out there and they brought in Tyus Jones. Now, Tyus Jones did not have the best stint with the Phoenix Suns. But at the same time, the Phoenix Suns have not been a good organization for many years now in the NBA. But look at Tyus Jones. He can come in. He can be that facilitating point guard for you. He's not going to go out there and average 20, 25 points a game. But he's capable of knocking down the 3. He's not a good defender, but you have great defenders around him. He's had one of the best assist to turnover ratios in the NBA over the last 3 years. He's a very good facilitator. You can run the 2-man game with him and Paolo, and the same with Franz Wagner. He can control your offense. And I know that's the one thing with Desmond Bane. When you look at Desmond Bane in the regular season, solid at controlling your offense as being the point guard. In the postseason, not as much. Those numbers take a dip. But Tyus Jones, he can come in, take care of the basketball. He can give you 8 assists a night. And he can shoot very good, efficient numbers from the field. I love the Orlando Magic and I love their roster right now. In the East, it's wide open. I will never come on here and hate a team that's trying to go out there and put their best players around the young core they drafted and that they developed. And that's what the Magic have done. But let me know in the comment section below, do you guys view the Orlando Magic as a major contender in the Eastern Conference? If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button. If you like the video, hit the like button. Most importantly, want each and every last one of you guys stay safe, stay positive. Thanks for the video, guys. God bless. Peace.